AITA for kicking my brother and his wife out of my house after they demanded I change my baby's name. So my husband, 34M, and I, 32F, just had our first baby, a beautiful little girl who we named Lena. The name is incredibly special to me because it's in honor of my late mother, who passed away a few years ago after a long battle with cancer. My mom was my best friend, my rock, and losing her was one of the hardest things I've ever gone through. Naming our daughter after her felt like the perfect way to honor her memory and keep her spirit alive in our family. We've been pretty private about the pregnancy, so we didn't share the baby's name with anyone until she was born. When my older brother, 37M, and his wife, 35F, came over to meet the baby for the first time, I was genuinely excited. My brother and I have always had a decent relationship. Not super close, but we've always been there for each other. Or so I thought. When they walked in, everything started off great. They were cooing over Lena, saying how beautiful she was, and it felt like a lovely family moment. But then, as soon as I said her name, I saw my sister-in-law's face drop. At first, I thought maybe she just didn't hear me properly, but nope. She turned to me with this deadpan expression and said, "Wait, what? You named her Lena?" I said yes, smiling, and explained how it was in honor of my mom. That's when she hit me with, "You know that's the name I've always planned to use for my future daughter, right?" At first, I thought she was joking. I even chuckled awkwardly, thinking she'd laugh too, but her face stayed serious. She went on to say that she'd called dibs on the name years ago and that it was unfair and selfish of us to use it when she'd made it clear it was her dream name. My brother chimed in to back her up, saying, "Yeah, she's been talking about naming her daughter Lena for years. You should have asked first." At this point, I'm completely floored. Like what? Who claims dibs on a name, especially one that has such deep personal meaning to someone else? I tried to explain to them that Lena wasn't just a random name we picked out of a hat. It's my late mother's name. It's a tribute to her. It's a way to keep her memory alive. But Asael wouldn't let it go. She started going on about how I ruined the name for her and how now she couldn't possibly use it for her own child because it would be weird and awkward if cousins had the same name. Side note, they don't even have kids yet, nor are they currently trying as far as I know. I tried to stay calm and told her I understood that she liked the name, but ultimately, this was about honoring my mom. She kept arguing, and my brother just sat there nodding along like he'd been brainwashed into believing this nonsense. Then Sil dropped the bomb. She suggested we change Lena's name to something else to fix this. That's when I lost it. I told them they were being absolutely ridiculous and disrespectful, not just to me, but to my mom's memory. I reminded them that Lena is a living, breathing human being now, not some placeholder they could rename to suit their preferences. They kept pushing, saying things like, "You've had your turn with her memory. Let us have ours when the time comes." At that point, I'd had enough. I told them to leave. They stormed out, and now they're telling everyone in our family that I'm heartless, selfish, and overreacted by kicking them out. They're painting themselves as the victims and claiming I stole their dream name. Some family members are taking their side, saying I should have been more sensitive to Sil's feelings. Others are backing me up, saying they're being unreasonable. Here's where it gets messy. I'm not someone who enjoys family drama, but my brother and Sil have been relentless. My Sil has gone so far as to post passive-aggressive messages on social media about family betrayal and how some people only care about themselves. I've had mutual friends and distant relatives reach out to me, asking if I'm okay or subtly suggesting I smooth things over for the sake of family harmony. It's exhausting. At one point, I sat down with my husband to vent about everything. He's been my rock through all of this, and he made a really good point. He said, "This isn't just about a name. This is about control. They think they can dictate what we do with our own child because they're used to getting their way." And honestly, that hit me hard. Looking back, I've realized that my Sil has a pattern of making everything about her. Birthdays, holidays, family milestones. She always finds a way to center herself in the narrative. My brother, unfortunately, tends to go along with it to keep the peace. I decided to reach out to my brother directly to try to clear the air. I wanted to avoid escalating things further and maybe salvage our relationship. When I called him, he was initially defensive, repeating the same arguments about how Sil had always loved the name and how I should have known better. I tried to stay calm and explain my side again, emphasizing how much the name meant to me and my mom's memory. "Lena isn't just a name to us," I told him. "It's a connection to Mom. It's a way to keep her memory alive for Lena as she grows up." "How can you ask me to give that up?" There was a long pause on the other end of the line before he finally said, "I get that. I do. But Estelle is really hurt. Can't you at least talk to her? I try to make her feel better about it." I was stunned. After everything, he still expected me to be the one to fix this? I told him that while I was open to a conversation, I wasn't going to apologize for naming my daughter after our mother. He sighed and said he'd talk to Sil, but I haven't heard back from either of them since. In the meantime, the rest of the family has been taking sides. My dad and a few of our cousins are firmly in my corner, saying it's ridiculous to claim ownership of a name especially one with such deep significance. But a few aunts and uncles have told me I should have avoided the drama by choosing a different name. One even suggested using a variation, like Elena or Alina, to keep the peace. It's frustrating because it feels like they're prioritizing SIL's feelings over the meaning behind Lena's name. Despite all this, I've been trying to focus on enjoying these precious early days with Lena. She's a sweet, happy baby, and every time I look at her, I feel a sense of peace and connection to my mom. My husband and I have also decided to set some boundaries moving forward. We're taking a break from family gatherings for a while to avoid unnecessary stress and give ourselves time to settle into this new chapter of our lives. As for SIL, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Part of me hopes she'll come around and realize how unreasonable she's being. But another part of me wonders if this is just the beginning of a larger pattern. Either way, I'm determined to stand my ground and protect my family's choices. So, Reddit, AITA for naming my daughter Lena and kicking my brother and SIL out when they demanded I change it?